Okay, this is what I want to show you. I saw this on Facebook, okay? And I'm going to try and see if I can show you what this is. I saw it on Facebook. Okay? These are army base camps, okay? Now, according to the setup, okay, they're starting out in the yellow. The yellow is very, very, very dangerous, okay? The army troops will come down from the green into the yellow. The blue, okay, is a positioning station, okay? It's the beta world, but where they're actually really doing anything is up over here on top. All that dark there is the 15 ball and pool. That 15 ball and pool, okay, is the egg of the whole operation. It's all north. It's all Chicago and everything that's north. Now, the land of restitude at the end of this whole thing is going to be Arizona, California, Las Vegas, Oregon, Idaho, and Washington. That's what they're doing. They're saving the backlands. I don't know if you can, here, I got it on there. So they're going to be saving this. Don't you see the shape of it? It's an animal watching over everything. This part over here, okay, that's the 15 ball and pool. This ball and pool would be, if I use it, it would be, this is the creation. Over here, this is where all the creation is coming out. Okay? They're hunting you down from the top. Their energy comes in from Florida and just up the coast, up to South Carolina, North Carolina, and then it stops at Virginia and then heads out. And they have it all cornered down between Texas and New Mexico, and I think it's Oklahoma, if I'm not wrong, and I think that's Arkansas. That's where that whole creation is coming. So when they took over that Lone Star State over here, the Lone Star State, if you take a look on your map, I mean, you can say what you want about me, it's okay. I'm going to bring this back to my vision. And if you take a look on your map, okay, you'll see that Texas has on one side a mouse, on the other side a hen. And if you look where it shows the hen, it's right near Roswell, New Mexico. Okay, so obviously they know a lot about it and they don't want to tell you anything. And there's a brown stone. If you look up Roswell artifacts and you find a brown stone, you can go look at my pictures. That brown stone, okay, is what they call a glitch. For the right user, it melts into their hand and they can do whatever they want. Whatever they want. Anyway, so this is, they're trying to tie up the people. For what reason? For what reason? You see, because when I read Curious George in the books, right? He was curious, he was out for money, right? Those monkeys are always out for money. But in Curious George, okay, he was just curious. So, which monkey showed up in George? They show you two sides on how to look at him, which obviously means can't be trusted. When it goes the alpha omega route, okay, whichever side it is, it just shows you what's going over and over again, like Albert Einstein. It's just a word that goes around and around because the total letter count is 95, and EI 95 goes from one end all the way down to the other end. That's Albert Einstein. He connects one end to the other end of the East Coast. Ivory East Coast. Now anyways, what was I going to do next? Oh boy, there's so many things. I mean, just when I start thinking that my cousin had ostriches, and so I thought it was Austria, but in French it would be Utrecht. But if you don't know how to read the word properly, you would say autre. You would say another one who is rich. Okay? And then if you said it, it could be a trick. Utrecht. A trick. A trick. A fast way to get rich quick trick. So when I play with the word, that's what Utrecht, the word Utrecht means. Okay? So, well, if you live in Austria, well, this has nothing to do with you. This is just about the word. That's all. Just the word. Utrecht, to get rich quick. That's all it says. Up in the hills, up in the hills. I mean, what are all the programs? You got to know the programs. Anyways, you want me to tell you another thing? You remember I was talking about you have to get the right water into your system? Well, I don't know if I'm allowed to do this, so I won't sell this video, okay? But I went to this place, Andalos, and all this stuff, this is called tabbouleh, and there's so much juice in it, you barely really don't have to drink other than to wet your tongue, okay? And then I bought this stuff here. Muhamara. Anyways, I went to the girl in line. Oh my God, I didn't even show you these. Oh my God, these are killers. Okay, so now you're drinking like all distilled water. You know what I'm saying? So I go to the girl in line. She's wearing this big thing over her head and over her eyes. And I said to her, I says, why are you wearing that? And she said, because that's what it is in the religion. I says, okay. I says, do you mind if I tell you what I think? Okay, I feel naked tonight without my hat and something to cover one side. I don't want to see what's over there. If I hear it and I want, I'll look. If there's a car coming, I'll look both ways. But it doesn't mean I don't have to have a little shade. We need a little shade to feel a little bit behind ourselves. You got to feel a little bit back. So when you have that, you're like behind something. So you're like protected all the time. So it's a good thing. It's also to remind you that we are being protected and watched at the same time. If they're protecting us, they're watching us. Because who's going to be doing, somebody has to do something wrong. If they protect you, they watch you. They have to make sure you're the one that they're not protecting the people from. I keep doing the same design. I haven't got it right in a year, but this here is the roulette table. 2 zeros and 1 0. These 2 zeros go with the 3 and the 2. This 0 goes only with the 2 and the 1, because this is man, this is the system. This is the system we are in, these 2 eggs. Okay? Then it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7, 8, and 9 are cut because it's 7 islands, but there actually is nothing there. The only thing that this island does is the center here pokes a hole. I'm going to just poke a hole in it and show you. You see the way a Q would stick it? I just showed you a Q all the way around. This center 5 position, I call him the Chinaman, okay, it turns all around, and it pokes into here, it pokes into here, it pokes into here, it pokes into here, and it makes all these transfers. This is what they call position Jupiter, and that's why Jupiter has all those moons, because it's always transferring, okay, all over, and it keeps turning around. That's the beta system right here. She controls the 2, 4, 6, 8. And in fact, in Trinity, you're always going to say 222, 444, 666, 888. Because the bottom one, I'm going to try and show you the hat. We don't touch the 8. We can use 888 as expression. There's 2 of these, don't forget, right? Always remember the 2 dice. There's 2 of these. 888, 888, 1776. And then you have to count the value of this, this, and this. The C's have a value of 2 each. 2, 4, 6. The I is 9 is 15, creating the 15th letter, the O, the egg, and you have the whole thing. Okay? So what I was trying to show over here is that when I'm always talking about the 0 at the end, this 0 comes all the way down to here. And then it goes right here, A, B, C, D. How it all started, the 10 Commandments. Okay? So you have 10, 0, 0. You have 1,000. Now we went back in time, but now we're in God's world with 1,000. Did you follow me? It's very complicated. The numbers just keep repeating, and we keep piling them up and piling them up like old litter. Except I don't have to pile up anything. It's just in my mind. So the other thing with that is at the end of it, I forgot to show you one thing, an expression. The importance of the canals, right? The Suez Canal is because of this right here. These passages at the end when it comes out. That's the alpha omega alpha that supports the system. This is also what's behind the neck of your talus. This would be the neck of your talus. Okay. The golden egg, well, here comes the golden egg. Man comes out. That's your golden egg. Those are your goose eggs. The 10 Commandments, the talus. The 4 O-lands. Israel is one of the O-lands. O Israel, it was said. Orlando, the gold of the land, the passage of dough. Orlando, passage of money. Any place they have a Disneyland is all passage of money explanations. And then they have O Canada. So the only real 2 lands that were ever explained in the world is O Canada and O lands in the English language. Anyways, just a little bit to pick up on that. Italy, France, Germany, Austria, Switzerland, blockage area. Oh my God, the Philippines. Very bad. The Philippines, Vietnam, oh my God. What stupidity. One guy calls the other guy and he goes, yeah, where are your soldiers? And he goes, well, listen, where are your soldiers? Okay, come on, man, that's not fair. Where are your soldiers? We'll just knock up a couple today because yesterday you got us on the back end. And we got to make the public see this and that. And if you don't have any casualties today, he says, okay, my soldiers are over here. Just knock off 5 or 6, please. Okay? We have to have up at the end of the game 144,000 soldiers left, right? Right? I like to have a conversation with any soldier in the Army for 1 hour under a supervision of somebody who actually knows how a conversation is actually supposed to go. And how we have to divert of who we are in our own minds and follow what the other one says. A rule book to a conversation. Just so both people can sort of learn the same thing, and they're forced to look into it, and if they don't understand, the 2 have to help each other. I'm talking one after the next, and we teach the people how to think. They are programmed to do. They are not programmed to think. Their only thinking is how to do, but it has nothing about solving any matters, except for making sure that their ass is clean. Now, I don't know, there's not many viewers, right, but I don't know how many are out there that doesn't have a brother on the other side of the border, on this side of the border, that can't talk and pass on the message of sanity. Now, you see, the problem with everything I say is that I'm not sure if God will let that happen. I don't think God wants any of them to change their mind for what anybody says. I think God wants to see how bad the bad man will get and how good or how bad the good man will get. Right to the end, before he shakes this whole earth and he turns everything upside down so that both sides are just about equal, except for the guy with the legal arms race, right? Legal arms race. It's a rally. Legal arms race. It's a rally because it's this side and that side. So there's a Y in the road. So automatically it's a rally for the arms. But let me tell you one thing. When they say arms and you hear arms, your arms are your arms. They want to tie you up. Why? Why can't they just say, okay, what did God promise them a place in heaven? What, are they so stupid that they believe? God plays 2 roles. He plays the devil and he plays the good. He is the Alpha Omega genocide of all. He must take both sides. We must learn. We must understand. What if you feel that, because you see the short time in this world is 100 years. So if you're really thinking about yourself, and I'm going to have $600 billion, and all you're thinking about yourself, then what's $600 billion going to do that $100 million won't do? For your kids and your kids, forget about it. By the time it gets to them, there won't be a world for them to have any money in. Or have any friends. You make them all into enemies. This is about how far, okay, the true righteous, one who stands up behind his name. You got a name, you stand up behind love. You come onto the video screen and you come out here in love. You come here in honesty and understanding and say to God, I know you put us up to this and we're supposed to do it to the end. Well, for me, this is the end. And time is up. Everybody's going to know about you, God, now. Okay? We're going to get judged before or after anyways. What if we force it out right now? What if we're strong enough to force out a strong arm to come out and say, yes, God's behind this whole thing. We're going to give up the whole thing. Yes, we're underneath somewhere in Asia. We're underneath in the seas. We're locked in. We cause all these tornadoes to happen. It's very simple. All they have to do is rock the boat from with under. Don't forget, we're all pods just like this. This is the way man is. Man is on this earth right here. This earth is set into a place and it doesn't move. And when they want it to move, they pull the magic carpet underneath the ocean and they make it move. Very hard to understand. But a couple of guys last year showed me some stuff, what was happening near BP oil. And that too, it was a plug underneath the ocean. Where do you think they get all that oil from? We ran out of oil a long time ago. They go to specific spots to get this oil because it's all prepared. They call them on the phone from the underworld. Yeah, we've got oil. Let's see how long we can fly the planes and the cars. Because they were still creating this world, so they needed that when industry got big, they needed to discolor the sky, which we see as the color, in order to hide the strands of matrix, which is a wireless element that floats in the air, and it attracts to its own element table. Because I just started going over the elements now, and it's amazing how the numbers and the name of what they call the element, that it's just so perfect, like a computer did it all. So it just came from a simple man, and the computer is not as smart as you think. It's just very fast. But man did everything. There is no computer. What computer? A man did this one step at a time, and because it runs very fast now, the man did it right. Whoever did it right. Now she's running fast, and now they're finding different ways for speed. Another thing is, I think it's China. I'm not sure if it's China, Red China, but they have a Roadrunner as one of their designs. And I remember the Chinese had that Roadrunner. What does that Roadrunner mean? It always means something about China, because that Roadrunner is right there, and it represents speed. That means it represents the matrix strands, the energies that are passing underneath the oceans, that electrify the skies, changing the color of the Baltic Sea, not looking like the Mediterranean. Because on Monopoly, they're the same color. Something's missing. We'll be back at you very shortly. Raphael 7286, the book that has no name, the book that is changed every time there's a comment. So your input is very important, not only for me, but for what I say, that you may see that I say what you said. Thank you. Oh, 3 times I try to end this tape right now, and did I do something wrong? You know what's very funny is that they have the United Arab Emirates, okay? And for some reason, I keep seeing the U.S. as just guinea pigs of some sort, you know. And I keep seeing that my liver, the pool, yeah, Liverpool is like the color of liver in Liverpool. Man, that's the egg, you know. That's the same egg. I see it again. The number 6. That egg, I don't know why. Anyways, on my $20 bill, I forgot to mention last time, there was a lady there, and it said, on my coin it says DG Regina, but on the other one it did not. So again, I'm a little confused about why she takes up on the $20 bill. All right, listen to this. The Queen's face, okay, is on the $20 bill. She's on my 1 penny. She's on my 5 cents. She's on my 25 cents. And she's on the $20 bill. The total number of change is 41 cents, which is the Mediterranean. Now, if you reverse it, it's 14. She's on the $20 bill and 14. The year 2014. What month? There's not 20 months.
So it's half. It's October. It's a $20 bill. Now you multiply it. It would be October 4th. Now you're going to ask, how do I get all these numbers? Well, if I half the 20 once, okay, then I'm going to multiply, double up the days. Not only that, I didn't only double up the days for that, but 2 just means the world of 2. And we're in an action expression. So we have to use either 4 or 6, because 8 is just saying the heaven of this world. 6 would be saying the man, 4 would be saying either, or angel, or the other angel. Me as an angel, or the angle of your mind as the angel. So that says October 4th, 2014, and it falls between the Hebrew holidays. It's just so perfect, just a perfect time. Now, what is the revelation of mine in the Mayan? Just the numbers fit pretty much close together, but I can't see it being the way they said it, because if there is a God, wouldn't he know there would be better to have this happen in the winter time, now that that Antarctica iceberg that he already knew was going to break apart? So now if anything's going to shift, we must do it in a very, very cold month. So that means everything will be on what they call a freeze and slow down. And like next December, it would be all wrong. And not only that, but February, it's perfect. It's 9 months, 7 days away. Is that not true? To March, to April, to May, to June, July, to August, to September, to October, November, to December. It's 10 months. It's 10 months away. 10 months, 10 months. It's 10 months, 10 days, let's say. 10 months, 11 days. Oh my God, 21. 10 months, 11 days away. Total of 21. It's not going to be cold. If something's going to happen, if they're calling for an earth shift, it wouldn't be wise for God to do it at all that way. So he goes 10-10, 10-11, that's who we are. The X, connecting 1379 on your phone, and the one spirit of 4 angels, 6 man. So it all makes sense that it should happen before that, and the number of the 21st of December 2012 is a total expression. What happens is before it, but the expression numbers of explanation happen 10 months, 10 days later. Is it exactly February 14th, March to April to May to June to July to August to September to October to November to March to April to May to June, July to August to September to October to November to December. 10 months, 7 days. Go look up 10-7 CB codes. And 10-7 would also be G and J, which would mean Jack King, which would be a total of 24, which is an expression for the heavens of man, angel, and the heavens, because Jack is the 11th card and the King is the 13th. But what's very funny about these cards is these cards are also represented. Don't forget, there's only 3 cards in the deck that are represented in the alphabet. Jack, Queen, King. And then the ace, which everybody, for some reason, we all keep calling the ace is not an A, it's an ace. It's an ace or it's an A. And not only that, the O, okay, and when you say 10 o'clock, if you put a number in front of 10 o'clock, okay, the O clock, the 10 o'clock is going to say 100. So now in the army they go, 100 hours, or they go Jet Fox. Jet Fox, it means aye. It's just a double calling of the same name. It's like you put up 2 fingers for baseball, one like this and finish like this, and you end up pitching one like this. Jet, 10th letter, 5th letter, 20th letter. First of all, a jet is perfect. It's perfect. It's all divisible by 5 and then 10. J is 10, Jack. E is the passage. T is the transfer, the transmission, the connection. So those are the only real 3. The other one that's missing is the O. But then you would have angel outs. Anyways, okay, what did we do in all this? Another thing about an X is that if you take an X and you slice it down the center, you end up with a V on top and a V on the bottom. Now, since the line above a Roman numeral V up here would say, if it's a V, and then with a line at the top would say 5,000, then underneath would have to be 0.25, representing again 1/4, 1/4 of who man is in the deck, representing 1 corner, 1 suit. So if we put it underneath, it's worth 2.5. 2.5 men. Right away, I already explained that the cards all represent TV shows and expressions on TV. Love and kisses, X's and O's. It's oxens and O's, because the E is automatically in there. Because once you have love and kisses, you have the passage in the E world, you're born, you automatically have the E letter to play with. You add that in. I didn't do 10, 20, 30. Oh yes, and the very special number is saying 5th Avenue. What avenue are you on? 5. But it's the 5th. Anyways, okay. Dilute this conversation now. If you need to know anything, ask me anything. I need to learn. I'm running into a gut right now, and I'm not learning very much. Obviously, I must decorate my apartment a little bit so my mind will come back. That's what I'll do tomorrow. The passage of enlightenment. The time has come, my friends. There is no other time, because the time you choose will be the time of. Not the of-in and the off-in that we are burnt and we don't go near the stove, because the element that brought us to where we are in our strength today is because I know nothing. We were all made to learn that we know nothing. But the people now say we want to end the game. Well, if the people really want to end the game, then you must. It's an obligation to learn communication. Understanding the differences of everything that even doesn't make a difference. Once that happens, the energies of God will show that you really do understand. Then if you start putting pressure on the government and they don't move, you will see God will be right by your side. Otherwise, he's going to let you push until you understand and learn what it means to actually push. And it's not all about going to war and fighting. It's not about fighting. It's about talking and thinking and drawing and art and music. That's what it's about. Because when you're away from work, everything you want is everything I said. It's not gambling and taking a chance for something. You want to take a chance and gamble. You know what? In your next life, just tell God to send you back to this place we're at right now. You can come back here as often as you want. We'll call it Fantasy Island, right? Good name? Yeah. So, who's really watching this? We know all the TV shows. We know the Titanic was a hoax. Okay? We know the Vietnam War was a setup. Okay? We know that Hiroshima, oh my God, there was no hero anyways, and she wasn't there at all. It was the mother of all. The time of Tiananmen Square. Tiananmen Square? However you want to call it. The time of Tiananmen Square. That means 100. Right there. They run the red eye, the red eye, the red eye. The red eye is always supposed to be good. Well, the red eye is usually supposed to represent the one spirit God, the energy spirit, the fire spirit of God. That brings on from the energy of Christ yellow. That's why I said earlier on in the tape that coming out of Florida and into Georgia, there's a lot of strength out there. Okay? But isn't it funny that it's strength, but it's a Bible belt out there, is it not? Isn't that a Bible belt and it shows tons of yellow? It means that Christ is coming out. The church behind all of this. That's where their power corner is. And California is turquoise like the Mediterranean. Texas has been taken over by the creator Blue. And man who runs everything is out of Montana. Chicago, Montana. Oprah, what's going on out there, Oprah? What's going on? What's going on in the land of Tennessee? Where's Elvis Presley now today? California's silent. They got the San Diego Zoo. They scared everybody off. They told everybody it was going to sink. Of course it's going to sink. When they say sink, it'll sink. From the underworld. We're all tied in and tied up. Luckily, we're not tied down right now. But what happens when 1 million people go behind a cage? No, they break you all up. Can I tell you something? From day one, when they bring you in there as a group, you all must fight as one. I'm talking as if this was World War I. This is the way I'm thinking right now. If somebody would lock you up, you must all come together. And you must all walk. And all they're going to do is strike you down. And what is the goal at the end of this? You know what's really funny? Copper. Cuivre. Like a snake. Something about copper that's worth so much, yet for some reason it seems to be missed. Copper and brass. It's missed. It might be for the communication with the extraterrestrial world. In order to build the moons, you need copper and nickel. Without the copper and nickel, you can't build these moons. You want me to explain it? It's that simple. It's the nickel, it's the copper, it's the earth, okay? It just makes good for communications. That's all. Be well, take care. This is chapter number, what number? Let me hear from everybody. How many numbers? Okay, 3 numbers. What? 446? Wow, good choice. 622-6. 446. It means the space that we take up. And I've taken up your time. I hope you enjoyed. This is not beer. I do not drink. Don't drink. Don't want to drink. I'm not interested in drinking. Mind you, I don't mind getting a little buzz now and then, but to get plastered, I get plastered doing what I'm doing right here. Thanks for listening.